Welcome into another edition of Inside Carolina's Inside the Lines. I'm Tommy Ashley. That's Grace Nugent, as always, sponsored by Johnny T-Shirt. And if you're in Boshamer Stadium today, Sunday, Mother's Day, May the 11th, you saw a lot of waiting around and no baseball. Ultimately, Game 3 here called due to field conditions and incoming weather. Looks pretty good in Bosch today, but no baseball for the Tar Heels and NC State. Kind of missed the little anticlimactic, I guess. This series is important for both teams, but without Game 3, they split the series 1-1. Grace, let's work backwards. NC State came in here on Friday night, jumped on Carolina early. Carolina had some trouble producing at the plate, got hot late, and then gave it away in the top of the ninth for State's win 8-5.
Yeah, I mean, they just didn't hit well. They didn't have timely hitting. Dominic Fritton, NC State starter, really carved them up. He has a really big sweeping curveball that the bats could just not catch up to. UNC left some guys on. And then late, I believe it was the 7th, Jackson Vanderbrake homer, Luke Stevenson homer. They tried to get back in it. They just couldn't do it. NC State scored 3 in the 9th, and that was a loss for them.
Yeah, so Vanderbrake, Luke, and then a timely hit in the 8th, I believe, tied it. Carolina gets to the top of the 9th. Ryan Lynch had been pitching well, hits the leadoff hitter. NC State, let's give them credit. They made some timely hitting. It bit Carolina all game long. It did not for NC State. So they got that win on Friday night. Bounced to Thursday. Jake Knapp, once again, fantastic for the Tar Heels.
I mean, I don't really know what else I could say about Jake Knapp. He's just been fantastic. He almost got that complete game, but had to take him out in the 9th with 2 base runners. And then Walker McDuffie came in, closed it out. But the timely hitting for the Tar Heels was the biggest thing. They hit .545 with runners in scoring position, which has really just been a little thorn in their heel, you could say, as of this entire season. But they got it together, and when they can string hits together with at least 2 of their 3 starters having a quality outing, they can have the potential to take any series.
Yeah, DeCaro did not get an opportunity this weekend. Of course, he pitched last Tuesday in the midweek and looked good in doing so. Aiden Houck struggles. Jake Knapp is superior. North Carolina 1-1 series with NC State. They've got some work to do to get the double bye in the ACC Tournament. They've got UNCW here in Boshamer on Tuesday and then travel to Florida State for a Thursday, Friday, Saturday series down there against the Seminoles, which is what I guess will be a top 5 series when we get there. Your thoughts on not playing this game and if it affects North Carolina? We talked about the pitching in the press box earlier.
Yeah, I think this will just be really interesting to see how they're going to structure the pitching. I think Jason really needed to go today. There's a lot of bullpen arms that they didn't use, or they didn't use that much, that could definitely use more time on the mound, especially without having last weekend. And then if you've looked at the radar, it's not looking good this week either. There's a chance that they might not play UNC Wilmington. And then how does that change when you go into a Tuesday, Thursday, Friday series with one of the best teams in the country in Florida State? And that's going to decide a lot of things seeding-wise, both for the ACC tournament and then eventually for the NCAA tournament. I mean, them not playing kind of worked in favor of NC State, who's still, I think, a half game ahead in conference standings. And, I mean, NC State has gotten a rain out this weekend, and they got one last weekend against Miami. And then Florida State and Virginia had a series canceled. So, I mean, this ACC, the entire, schedule's all wacky. And looking towards the postseason, this was just a really crucial game and a really crucial series.
Yeah, the way the ACC schedule is set up, of course, Carolina avoids Clemson. NC State avoids Florida State. You've got all the wonky scheduling. So when you add into teams not playing, Florida State, Virginia not playing that series due to the shooting on Florida State's campus, rainouts, get these games. You're going to have teams with different numbers of games played. It makes seeding a little interesting. Top 4 get a double bye, top 8 get a bye, and of course everybody else plays on, I guess, Tuesday of the following week. But Carolina goes to Florida State. Let's assume they don't play on Tuesday. If field conditions are too bad to play today, it's supposed to rain all day tomorrow and maybe most of Tuesday as well. But Grace, Carolina goes to Florida State, where you mentioned Florida State's arms. Carolina is in a situation where being sharp is going to be a challenge for this team, especially on the mound.
Oh, yeah, and I mean, that's paramount. That Florida State offense, we've talked about the arms, which have kind of gone a little bit up and down. Florida State was actually just shut out yesterday by Cal, which is, I believe they're in last place in the ACC right now. So maybe not the greatest if you're Florida State, but I mean, Jamie Arnold is widely regarded as one of the best pitchers in the conference. He and Jake Knapp, I assume, will be starting on Thursday against each other. That is probably going to be, I would say, the best pitching matchup of the entire year. That's going to be amazing to watch. Jake is one of those power righties, and Jamie's a lefty. This entire UNC starting pitching rotation is all righties. FSU has all lefties. They have Joey Vellini, who took the loss yesterday but is still very talented, and Wes Mendez. Be very interesting to watch that. And that offense is no joke either. Max Williams has been fantastic for them in right field. And then, I mean, I'll talk about it probably more in the coming week, but Alex Lodis, he's right now the front runner for the Golden Spikes Award. Last week he was hitting 440. He has been outstanding. He hit a walk-off grand slam. I think it was one of the first ones ever in college baseball to walk it off with a grand slam. Ton of things. He's incredible, and if you put mistake pitches in front of that offense, you're going to pay for it.
Yeah, Carolina will need to lean heavily on Jake Knapp. Aiden Houck needs to be better. He struggled a little bit. Jason Nakaro needs to get work. I think we talked to Coach Forbes last Tuesday night, and he said Jason needs to pitch. And here we are with Jason losing another start here to the rain and to the weather in Boshamer Stadium on Game 3 at NC State. I guess the next time they'll hear from us, we'll be standing in Tallahassee.
Well, we might talk to Forbes.
Yeah, well, I mean, this here, the next time you hear
This
Inside
duo.
the Lines, yes, we'll be in Tallahassee, road tripping to cover the Diamond Hills in Tallahassee. Anything further?
I mean, I just really wish we could have had a game today. I think that would be big for both the offense and the pitching. Even, obviously, a loss would be quite bad, but I do think, as you said, Jason needs the work, and it just puts so much more pressure on this Florida State series coming up.
Absolutely. That's Grace Nugent. I'm Tommy Ashley. Shout out to Johnny T-shirt from a wet and unplayable Boshamer Stadium. We'll talk to you soon. Stay tuned to Inside Carolina for complete coverage of North Carolina baseball and North Carolina everything else. Until the next time, we'll see you soon.